Alright, now is it working? How come it is not? Alright, there it is. Alright, it is working now. Alright, I'm just good. Okay. Okay. Alright, welcome back, guys. We do have something to talk about. We do have a tropical storm watch for Southern California, including Los Angeles and San Diego and Rivers. I'm surprised I didn't include this extra county down here. It's kind of shocking, but whatever. So our cone of uncertainty goes through right here into Nevada now. So that's an update. Goes all the way up here into Nevada. If you're in like Berkeley, Fulton, almost Battle Mountain, just a little heads up. I'm not gonna farm home. Los Angeles, San Diego, and in Mexico it includes Tijuana, so and almost Mexiquila. So we'll be watching all those locations as the storm comes closer, 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 and finally comes into California. There's a few routes that it could take. It could take this route and bring this area so much rain. So that's one route. It could also do that route, brings over here more rain. Go this route, that brings this area like Yuma, tremendous amounts of rain. Or it could just go right up the path and go land there and still bring Yuma tons of rain. So most likely, if you're in Yuma, Arizona, just a heads up, you might get a lot of rain. It's a pretty popular town. Matter of fact, also it's a very populated town. Hi and welcome everyone. We're just talking about how we have this tropical storm headed right into California. And actually we have a severe thunderstorm warning all the way up here in Northern California for this little storm. For 1.1 inch hail and 50 mile per hour winds or less. So it's more of a hail threat. We also have this storm right here that's causing some issue. It's for 0.75 inch hail and 60 mile per hour winds. That's more of a wind threat than hail, but still some hail possible. We have this storm here near Tucson that's causing some wind and hail. And this one over here that's causing major wind. 70 mile per hour. This should happen. Did you see this?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, this one's a nasty severe storm. Also, this morning we had a few tornado warnings over here in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, I think there was a couple of confirmed tornadoes. Can you look that up? Wasn't there a couple of confirmed tornadoes, Mr. Topman, if you recall correctly? Well, if I recall correctly, there definitely was a few tornado warnings up there, and I think one or two that were actually confirmed in Rhode Island and Massachusetts. Alright, now let's look at the rainfall. Alright, let me just turn off this cone. Let's check the rainfall. Let's check the GFS. Let's see what the GFS has to say about the rainfall amounts in this region. I'm most concerned about the mountains of California right here. That could cause some, and northern Mexico, that could cause some pretty nasty mudslides. GFS, my but it's almost unloaded. Alright, so the GFS is predicting about over Palm Springs. It's predicting about, okay, Mr. Top Fan. Mr. Top Fan, they upgraded the amount of rain to almost 7 inches. Over Palm Springs. So if you're in Palm Springs, also Palm Desert, about 6 inches. All the way down into parts of Mexico here, that could get up to, like, down here, 6 more inches, 7 inches. Actually, oh my god. Near Vegas, almost 8 inches of rain. So if you're in Vegas, just like major heads up. Las Vegas, please just stay prepared because you could get some 8 inches of rain just to west of you. That will most likely run down the mountains towards you because I know there's mountains here. So there's probably going to be some mudslides, especially if you're on the west side. So if you're in this region of western Las Vegas, actually, western Las Vegas and northern Las Vegas, you guys need to be heads up because there could be some mudslides that come down from the mountains into your neighborhoods. Mr. Toppin, you have anything to add? Okay, I think he's away from his phone right now. Also, we can get up to almost 3 inches in San Diego, which is a lot at one time. So if you're in also, again, we're gonna go county by county because there's very few counties that are actually in this tropical storm watch. So if you're in San Diego County, right on the edge of the mountains right here, in the mountains, very cautious. Here, you have to worry about mudslides coming down from the mountain. Down here, you have to worry about possibly some storm surge on the beaches. I don't think it's going to be that concerning. It might be up to a foot tops. Mostly going to be rough seas, swells coming into the bays. And then just urban flooding in this region. So there's San Diego County for you. Forget this county name. whatever this county name is. The capital of it, I'm pretty sure it's El Centro. They're about to get probably about 4 to 5 inches, maybe 3 to 5 inches. In parts over here, up to 6 inches possible. Also in San Diego, in the mountains, up to 7 inches possible. Over here, you have to worry about river flooding. It's a big concern. If you're in El Centro, there's also another river that goes like right here. Also, river flooding in this little region right here. If you're in this region, just flooding in general, high waters. Over here, mudslides into El Centro. So if you're in like this region of this county, I'm concerned about mudslides, so like El Centro. Alright, if you're in Orange County, you're gonna get the least amount of rain. Pretty sure, yeah. Least amount of rain for here, depending. So probably the highest amounts will be on the south end towards San Juan Hot Springs. So if you're near San Juan Hot Springs or near Riverside County, that's where and near San Diego County, that's where the most of it's gonna be. But most of the county is gonna get about 0 to 3 inches throughout the whole Orange County. So we're in so areas I'm concerned about. Over here, mudslides. I'm very concerned about some mudslides coming down. There's mountains right here that go through here and that end right there. So mudslides coming down from the mountains from Riverside County into northern and eastern Orange County. Possibly some storm surge coming up from the south. Beaches like Newport Beach, Huntington Beach, Mission Viejo. All those areas. Mudslides up here near Anaheim, just mainly, and Santa Ana and Irvine. Just urban flooding. My main concern for you guys. Alright. Riverside County. So if you're over here, there's mountains right here. No, mountains right here. Then a bit more mountains right here. So I'm worried about landslides coming in from both ends into downtown Riverside possibly. And along this highway. I cannot name right now because I'm zoomed out far. Also, you have more mountains that go south of Indo, and then north mountains up there. So Indo, Palm Valley area, California. Heads up, you could get up to 8 to 10 inches of rain, which is more than a year's worth in parts of the mountains. Over here, I'm concerned about river flooding coming down from all the little creeks. And then right in this little region, mudslides again. Our biggest concern. So if you're in Palm Springs, Palm Desert, Indo, Riverside, Hemet, yeah, you guys are my main concern for the chance of mudslides. Alright. San Bernardino. If you are in San Bernardino, I'm concerned about mudslides coming down from these mountains into your downtown. Down here, you're fine. I mean, you might get some urban flooding in those regions, but down far near Orange County and stuff, and LA County. But over here in Death Valley, otherwise, you can get up to 10 to 11 inches of rain. So, I am very concerned about those regions. Very concerned about those regions. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you, Unboxing Weather Tools and Weather Toys, Storm Dakota, Storm Tracking / Forecasting, Chris Gaming EX, Mr. Weather Forecast, and everyone else who has joined in and just hasn't typed in chat. So this area is the most concerning for flooding of highways. More possible mudslides over here. Also river flooding on the Arizona border. And then in that little area, mudslides in towards the river. So if you're downstream in like Lake Havasu, Parker, those areas, just a little heads up, you might get some possible flooding. So if we're going county by county, LA County, you guys have the chance of up to, in parts, up to 5 inches of rain based on the GFS. So probably give it about 4 to 6 inches of possible rain. Also, the areas I'm concerned about mudslides. Well, first of all, let me show where the mountains are. The mountains are right here. Huge mountains. Right there. And a little bit of mountains where the Hollywood Hill is right here. That go right through here. And then they slowly fade. So, if you're in Santa Clarita, I'm worried about you guys getting some mudslides. Burbank, mudslides possible. Glendale, Pasadena, in between Sonoma, mudslides. Also Lancaster, mudslides. Lake Los Angeles, mudslides. Palmdale, mudslides. And then actually possibly almost into downtown Los Angeles because you have those other mountains right there that could get up to about 5 inches of rain. Maybe not 1 to 5 inches of rain throughout most of Los Angeles. If you're in downtown Los Angeles, Compton, Torrance, just worry about some urban flooding. There's definitely going to be some under those overpasses. Long Beach, you could get up to 2 inches, 1 to 2 inches in that region. That's Los Angeles. Alright, whatever this county is, the one next to Los Angeles. Don't know all the counties. Maybe it says it. This county, about 2 to 5 inches could fall throughout this entire county, depending on where this tropical storm / possible hurricane makes landfall on Southern California. If it makes landfall right on you guys, you'll get less. If it makes landfall towards Los Angeles, you'll get more. It all depends where it sets up. Alright, let's go up to this county right here, where Death Valley is. If you're in Death Valley could get up to 5 inches, maybe 6 in parts. Over here, it could get up to 5 to 6 inches. So this whole county, I'm worried about A, flooding, and B, tons of mudslides down to these like highways into Bishop. So, alright, so for Bakersfield, the county that Bakersfield is in, Bakersfield I'm not as concerned about, but there's mountains right here that go into LA County. They go all the way up the border here. That's what that border is. And then there's more mountains over here. So I'm worried about mudslides coming in from this end. So like California City, Mojave, Carapacci, Rosemont. And then more mudslides from this end into Rosemont, Carapacci. And not as much into Bakersfield, but possibly into the outskirts. Like Arvin, Waymont, those regions could possibly get some mudslides, and Ridgecrest will definitely most likely have a chance of getting some possible very bad mudslides. these two counties only in the mountains. So if you're within like 5 miles of these mountains, a little heads up for mudslides. Fresno, maybe some urban flooding. I'm not sure how much you guys are supposed to get. Not even 0.75 of an inch. So yes, it might cause some puddles to form under bridges, but nothing too concerning. Most of the state of Arizona could get from about 0 to about 6 inches of rain. So if you're anywhere in Arizona, just heads up, especially if you're on the eastern side of the western side of Arizona, over here. I mean, that's the area that I'm very concerned about. As if it goes right here, it'll just keep bringing moisture up into Arizona and keep flooding southern Arizona with moisture into Las Vegas. Now, Las Vegas is another area of concern. Not so much near the Grand Canyon. That area is only supposed to get up to 1.25 inches of rain. Parts of Las Vegas could get up to 8 inches of rain, which is more than a year's worth of Las Vegas. And downtown Las Vegas up to 3 to 4 inches. If you're in the western suburbs of Las Vegas, up to 7 inches. So I'm definitely concerned about some mudslides coming into Vegas, based with mountains over here. Mountains on the north side. Some mudslides coming down from the north. So if you're in these regions right here, just a little heads up, I would be just cautious. You don't have to be. Have a way to escape, have multiple ways to receive alerts. Now if you're in Nye County, most of the counties can get from anywhere from about 8 inches to about 1 inch. Actually 2 inches. So 2 to 8 inches of rain throughout the entirety of Nye County. So I'm concerned about mudslides and flooding. I forget the county name of the one just north of Las Vegas. Whatever. The one county north of Las Vegas, anywhere from about 1 inch to about 7 to 8 inches. So about 1 to 8 inches throughout that whole entire county. So I wouldn't be surprised if they put out a new flash flood or tropical storm watch for this region right in here, because this area is going to get a lot of tropical moisture, including Bakersfield. So like that region right there, as this thing gets closer. Now I'm going to go over Eli, about 4 inches of possible flooding. A couple other major cities, Phoenix, Arizona, about 2 inches possible. Give that about 1 inch room, so it could be 1 inch, it could be 3 inches. St. George, Utah, about 1.3 inches of rain, which is allowed for that region. And all the way up here in Idaho, we could have a lot of rain. Also, we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning for Billings, Montana. That's a very weak storm. And we're having hail reports coming out of this storm in Mexico. 2-inch hail reports, so it's pretty nice. Pretty severe storm that could possibly hit Nogales area eventually. Alright, so now, models of not just total precipitation. We're going to look at the GFS for composite reflectivity. As the GFS loads, if you have any questions in chat, we will answer them about your personal location. Also, actually, we'll do.
Well,
Oh, Mr. Coffee, you're back. Hello.
I never said that.
Oh.
I'm joking.
Yeah. Alright, so look, this is, we're gonna do city by city. San Diego? Well, major cities, not like the little tiny town of Crest. That would take us forever. So San Diego, you're gonna start getting some rain around 11 p.m. tomorrow, actually. And then it's gonna really get heavy for a while there, around 8 p.m. Sunday. I won't be able to go live, but Mr. Top Fan might. And then it's gonna end from there. So it's not really gonna be. It's gonna be a lot of rain in that little short period of time.
You said what now?
Are you gonna go live on when it makes landfall? Hi, Travis. Or Ohio. Alright, so now Yuma, Arizona. It's gonna start off with some very light rain on tomorrow around 11 a.m. So that's why you guys are gonna get more rain. It's gonna start really raining around 11 p.m. and it's just gonna continue on off. And that's why I'm thinking they're probably gonna put out a small tornado risk for this region right here because it's just gonna be scattered showers and supercellular storms that could come on the outer bands of the storm. So just watch out if you're in like Mexicali. Actually, that's in Mexico. But we will be covering northern Mexico because that is in our radar coverage. Right? Does San Diego have a radar? I think they do, right? Do they? I don't know. Alright, Los Angeles. It's gonna start off sunny. It's gonna start getting cloudy around tomorrow around 8 p.m. It's gonna start raining in the eastern suburbs in Palm Springs. It's just gonna consistently rain in downtown Los Angeles on 8-20, which is Sunday. No. Yeah, it is Sunday. No. Yes. And then it's gonna stop by Monday night for you guys in Los Angeles. Actually, no, it's gonna continue. Alright, Las Vegas, and then a city until we go into something else on this. Yeah. Just on and off rain, on and off. Vegas is in a tough situation. They have mountains to the south, to the west, to the north, and to the east. So they could have mudslides coming through on every single side of the mountain. Alright, so as of now, we have a few severe thunderstorm warnings. We also have a severe thunderstorm watch up here in Canada, in British Columbia. A few storms are popping up there, but that's nothing much. Also, that's our only storm, but we also have development areas that are possible right here, there's like a 70% chance one, 40% chance one, and then 20% chance one, including and then one of, I think right here, almost for some of the islands of Portugal. It's like a 20% one. So, all those areas, and then we have one over here in the Gulf, and then one behind Hillary. So if you're in, also I think this might make landfall on the Baja of California near Ensenada, Baja. So if you're in Ensenada, just probably still some storm surge. But the National Weather Service, or whatever they call it, of Mexico has issued hurricane warnings for the entire Baja California Peninsula. So no matter where you are on the Baja, just a little heads up that you might might still be a hurricane by the time it hits California, depending on if the wind shear coming from each direction just tears apart or not. If the wind shear tears it apart down here, it's gonna be a tropical storm. If it tears it apart right here, it could be a hurricane when it hits, a very weak hurricane when it hits San Diego. So if you're in San Diego, this is very concerning. You should probably have an evacuation plan just in case this does get really bad. Especially if you're on the western side near Tampa, Julian, and Escondido, and El Coron, California. So if you're in any of those areas, have a plan ready to get out. What's this highway? You have Interstate 8 down here that you can take east towards Yuma. You have I-15, I-5. You can actually just go up I-15 to I-10. So like there's many ways for you guys to get out in this region near San Diego, or pack up now and take a flight out towards like Vegas, take a flight to San Fran, take a flight to Sacramento, away from, probably preferably not Las Vegas, but if you need to, better than being here, stuck here. Or go to Phoenix. Or just go to Yuma. Yuma's gonna get less rain than you guys in San Diego or LA. So neighborhoods like these ones right along the mountains within, I would always say about a 5-mile radius should definitely be under concern of the mountains, because mudslides can go more than about 5 miles in a new weekend. So like areas like Glenadora, Montervera, Tendadilla, Canosa Mesa. Even if you're in downtown San Bernardino, since you guys have mountains on both sides, this whole region needs to be on alert. So like the only areas that you might be able to stay are like Fontana, Retiro. Downtown San Bernardino is even a concern because mudslides can go into there, and we've seen that before. That mudslides have almost reached downtown San Bernardino from the southern mountains. These mountains right here are very, like, look at all these neighborhoods. They're just hidden away in these mountains. If I were one of these neighborhoods, I would get out. If I were here, out. Get out. Like, don't be in the mountains. That's the worst place to be in case of a mudslide. Also, if you are in like Highland, which is a pretty populated town, is that within 5 miles of the mountains? Yes, that's within 5 miles of the mountains. So if they're racing at like 50, 60, 70, 80, possibly 90 miles per hour down the mountain, they can easily go about 1 to 2 miles. So if you're out, to be safe, if you're within a 2 mile radius of the nearest mountain, I would prepare, get your stuff ready just in case they tell you that, let's say, this area has to evacuate due to a mudslide. Know your evacuation route and have your stuff prepared just in case that does in fact happen. Like these neighborhoods in the valleys. Even if you're like right here in this neighborhood, the mountain could sense it down. These are all brand new.
Where have you?
These are pretty new neighborhoods. So the Highland is a pretty new town. It's really boomed in the last couple years. Mr. Coffin, you have anything to add?
No.
Do you have anything to add, Mr. Topman?
No.
Did I cover everything that you were going to
No.
cover? Everything? Pretty much?
Yeah.
What region?
Yeah. Basically.
What area here are you most concerned about?
Basically for Los Angeles, because that's really populated.
I am most concerned about.
Oh God.
This area is the most concerning to me, San Bernardino, Indo, El Centro, because this lake right here, if we zoom in on it,
Thanks for that.
causes all of this fertile land right here that is probably very low lying. So if this lake rises, it will probably flood most of this area. So if it rises too much. So if you're in like El Centro, downstream, that's the concerning part. Or Mexiquila. That's Mexico, but we're still watching you guys. Heavily densely populated is Mexiquila. Very dense. Even it's expanded so much in the past couple years. We also have this mesoscale discussion. 5% watch, so most likely not, but if they do in fact put one, which would be very uncommon, it'd probably include Phoenix. It'd probably be from right there. Include Phoenix, Tucson, which A is the most populated area of Arizona, and B is very flat and very dry. Well, Tucson has been getting all the moisture. It's all been going like this around Phoenix. And then hitting the mountains and then bouncing off towards Vegas. So like, and then bouncing off. Like this area right here has had a great monsoon season. pretty good monsoon season in that purple circle. Now in this other purple circle, they did not have the best monsoon season. Because all the moisture that comes down from up here hits the mountains and reflects back. Hits Flagstaff, reflects back. If it comes down here, it will go south towards Tucson and then go around Phoenix because there's mountains right here. So it just keeps going around Phoenix. So Phoenix, just wait a bit. This storm will definitely give you guys some moisture. Yeah, it is impressive. You can actually look at that. Let's get back to it on Mega. Models, tropical, Hillary. 2D, 3D. Wow. Like, look at that. That is a nasty storm. Headed, where's California? Right up this way, into Baja. So if you're in, like, Baja, just a little bit of a heads up that you guys will get some severe weather. Definitely, especially if you're near Tijuana. If you're in Tijuana, like, big heads up. It's a very populated area, Tijuana. Especially along the beach. Very popular. Especially also if you get out into the suburbs of Tijuana. Very, very popular. Mr. Dolphin's getting attacked by his little cousin. Mr. Toffin, I hope you're okay. Alright, I think we're gonna end it here.